there are some different mountain ranges, plateaus, lakes, etc. Right? So what is all these? These are all some different landforms of the earth. So today we are going to see some major landforms of the earth, means which are basic and which are major in the earth. So what are they? So firstly we have the mountains. So what are mountains? Mountains we usually know it as it is a hill type of thing. It's an opening, it's a cone shaped on the earth. Okay, it's an opening on the earth surface. It's cone shaped and it's high. Mountains. So let's learn in detail about. A mountain is any natural elevation of the earth's surface. The mountains may have a small summit and a broad base. It is considerably higher than the surrounding area. Some mountains are even higher than the clouds. As you go higher, the climate gets colder. There are some mountains which you cannot see as they are under the sea. So a mountain is any natural elevation of the earth's surface. So on the earth's surface, now if you put a tent, right? It's an elevation on the earth's surface, right? So that tent is made by us. So it's not natural, right? Now this mountain is a natural one. It is already there in the natural environment, and it is very high, and the mountains have a small summit and a broad base. Now the base of this elevation or the mountain, at the bottom it's broad, it has a broad base, and at the top it has a peak, like it's a summit, it's a small summit kind of, and then it's considerably higher than the surrounding area. I mean, so and elevation means it is always, you can understand that it is higher than the surrounding area, right? And then some mountains are even higher than the clouds, like for example the Himalayas or the Mount Everest. You can just simply go up of the clouds, right? It will be nice. And as you go higher, the climate gets colder. If you keep climbing the mountains and slowly the climate will be getting colder, and you can't live there mostly. Like Mount Everest, you can't live on the peak, right? Because it's a lot cold, and you cannot adapt to that environment. And also there are some mountains which you cannot see because they're under the sea. So these elevations, these mountains are also there under the sea, and these elevations are there to the sea level, sea ground. Now, in some mountains, there are permanently frozen rivers. So, now we have some rivers normally in ground, right? So, the rivers flow even on mountains, and as it is very cold in mountains, these rivers get frozen, and sometimes they're also permanently frozen. Now, we don't call these frozen rivers, but we call them glaciers. And because of the harsh climate, less people live in the mountain areas, as I said earlier only. And since the slopes are steep, less land is available for farming. And the floor is steep, the land over there is very steep, right? Slopes are steep, right? So we can't get that much land for farming over there. Actually, farming is not at all possible also in snowy mountains, but normal mountains will be also there without snow, where farming is a bit possible. So on mostly every mountain, farming, there's only less land for it. So now let's see some types of mountains. Now we know what is a mountain, how it will be, what will be on mountains, etc. Now this is some types of mountains. Mm, Different mountains form in different ways. So the first one what we have is the. So there are three types of mountains in total. They are fold mountains, block mountains, and the volcanic mountains. Okay, fold mountains means, like, you can understand in the name itself, like they fold, the lands fold, and they form a mountain. And block mountains we can't understand in the word. And volcanic mountains, are they formed with volcanoes? Yes, they are. So let's see. Let's go further and see. Firstly, the block mountains. What are block mountains? Block mountains are created when large areas are broken and displaced vertically. The uplifted blocks are termed as horst and the lowered blocks are called as graben. So block mountains are created when large areas are broken and displaced vertically. Means now there is a land piece of land, large piece of land, and the land gets broken and they are displaced vertically. And they are displaced vertically means one is down, one is up, one is down, one is up. Now in this the parts that are up are called the horsts and the parts that are lower down is called the graben. Now this is image showing the block mountains, and as time passes, the it's like cube, right? The horse is like a cube, right? That folds up and comes up like a mountain. So the Rhine Valley and the Vosges Mountain in Europe are examples of such mountain systems. So the Vosges and Rhine Valley, these both are an examples of the block mountains. Now they are also called block mountains because they are in different blocks, right? One block is up, one block is down, like that. So it got the name block mountains. Next we have the volcanic mountains. Now volcanic mountains, we thought earlier that are they formed with volcanoes? So I said yes, right? So let's see. So, volcanic mountains are formed due to the volcanic activity. They form when molten rocks deep inside the earth erupts through the crust and piles up on itself. Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and Mount Fujiyama in Japan are examples of such mountains. So, how are volcanic mountains formed? Now, you'll have some volcanoes, right? Not a mountain volcanoes like normally volcanoes, but under the ground also volcanoes will be. Now they are not volcanoes, but there will be lava inside the Earth's surface, right? Inside the Earth's crust. Now because of the heat, they slowly come up, come up, come up, and they erupt itself on the ground, right? And they come out of the ground, and like the lava, it comes out of the ground and spreads itself, and the lava cools itself very fastly in the normal temperature. It cools down, and bit form of layer is formed, and again the lava comes out, spreads itself, solidifies, and comes out again, solidifies, like that. After some layers, many layers are formed, it comes up as a mountain, and then again the lava comes out of the deep mountain and it forms a mountain, right? Now the lava comes up of the whole mountain, all the layers that it formed, and this is what volcanoes are simply. And examples of these are the Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and the Mount Fujiyama in Japan are examples of these volcanic mountains. So this is a photo showing a volcanic mountain. You can see that firstly the lava comes out, forms a layer. Again it comes out, solidifies all the layers, and again the lava comes out of all those layers from the middle, and then from there also it again comes up. The last, this is the process of it. So magma builds up here under the enormous pressure. So here the magma builds up with the enormous pressure in the Earth's what do you say, the inside part, and this lava just comes out like this. And first this mountain won't be there, so it comes out and bees over here, and then again more lava comes out, spreads over here, more over here, more comes out here, more comes out here, like that. It forms like this, and then huge cause of steam, volcanic ash and gas. The last and final type is the fold mountains. So Fold mountains are created when two or more of Earth's tectonic plates are pushed together. At these, at these colliding, compressing boundaries, rocks and debris are warped and folded into rocky outcrops, hills, mountains, and entire mountain ranges. So, fold mountains are nothing but there are two pieces of land, maybe. For example, there are two pieces of land and they are far from each other. Now, on Earth, as time passes, they slowly come together and they collide with each other. And then, because of the Earth's pressure, also, or the water pressure around it, the sea level pressure, it slowly gets pushed up and it slowly comes up. Now, now if we push our hands together with the force, we can see that our hand comes up, right? With our force also up, our hands comes up. So this the same process is done in the fold mountains. Now, the Himalayan mountains and the Alps are young fold mountains with rugged relief and high conical peaks. Now, the Himalayas are examples of these fold mountains. Earlier, before some million years ago, the land in the earth was a single piece. It was a single piece, not like these continents, right? So, and that big mass broke up into pieces and moved to different places around the earth. Now, two pieces, the India's top part and the Asia's top part, started to collide with each other, and they created the Himalayan mountains. And now also the Himalayan mountains grows like a millimeter per year, maybe. This is because the outer water's pressure and the earth's pressure fall on it, still fall on it, and it pushes the mountains more, and so they grow more. The Aravalli Range in India is one of the oldest fold mountain systems in the world. The range has considerably worn down due to the process of erosion. So the Aravalli Range in India is like it's very old and is one of the oldest fold mountain systems in the world. Now this range mostly came down or it warmed off because of the process of erosion. Erosion means like the soil gets off and moves off, and because of this erosion, the mountains moved off and it became smaller maybe. So next we have the plateaus. So till now we have seen one kind of what do you say? One kind of landform, and this is the next major landform, the plateaus. A plateau is an elevated flat land. It is a flat top table land standing above the surrounding area. A plateau may have one or more sides with steep slopes. The height of plateaus often varies from 100 meters to several thousand meters. Now, a plateau is an elevated flat land. Now, a mountain is an elevated land with a peak on top of it. Now, a plateau is a bit different but almost same. It's a same as an elevated piece of land, but on the top it doesn't have a peak. It's a flat land on the top. Now, a Deccan Plateau is an example. Telangana is located on the Deccan Plateau. We live on the top flat part. It's like a kind of a table that is standing around the area. And also, a plateau can also have one or more sides with steep slopes. And mm, now sides will be there, right? Some sides can have very steep slopes and some normal slopes kind of. And the height of the plateaus often varies from 100 meters to several thousand meters. The height of the plateau can vary a lot. Plateaus like mountains may be young or old. The Deccan Plateau in India is one of the oldest plateaus. The East African Plateau in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, and the Western Plateau of Australia and are other examples. The Tibet Plateau is one of the highest plateaux in the world at a height of 4,000 to 6,000 meters above mean sea level. Now, Plateaus, they can be very young or old like the mountains. And as I said before, the Deccan Plateau is one of the examples that is there in India. And other examples of plateaus are like East African Plateau, Tanzania in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, and the Western Plateau of Australia are some examples. And the Tibet Plateau, which is there in the world, is the one of the highest plateau in the world, which has a height of 4,000 to 6,000 meters. Plateaus are very useful to us because they are rich in mineral deposits. As a result, many of mining areas in the world are located in the plateau areas. African plateau, the African plateau is famous for gold and diamond mining. In India, huge reserves of iron, coal, and manganese are found in the Chotanagpur Plateau. So plateaus are very useful to us because around plateaus there will be many mineral deposits, and because there are many mineral deposits, um, mainly there are many mining areas around the plateaus or in the plateaus. Like for example, the African plateau is famous for gold and diamond mining. So a lot of gold and diamond is found in the African plateau or around it. And in India, huge reserves of iron, coal, manganese, and etc. are also found in Chotanagpur plateau. The next major landform is the plains. So this is the last one that we are going to discuss today. So the plains. What can we understand by this? Plains. The plain land. As you can see on the picture also, it's very plain, right? There's not that much elevation in that area. So plains are large stretches of flat land. They are generally not more than 200 meters above mean sea level. Some plains are extremely level. Others may be slightly rolling and undulating. Most of the plains are formed by rivers and their tributaries. So plains are large, very large stretches of flat land, and they're generally not more than 200 kilometers or 200 meters, right? 200 meters above sea level means uh, above sea level, right? The mean sea level, they're not more than 200 meters above the sea level, mostly. And some plains are extremely uh, small in level or high in level, and others may be slightly rolling and undulating. Most of the plains are formed by rivers and the tributaries. Now, rivers and the tributaries, they mostly form the plains around the world. Generally, plains are very fertile. Construction of transport network is easy. Now, plains are very fertile and they can be used a lot to grow crops. Fertile land means it's good for crops, for growing crops. And construction of transport network is also easy over there. Thus, these plains are very thickly populated regions of the world. Some of the largest plains made by the rivers are found in Asia and North America. For example, in Asia, these plains are formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra in India, and by the Yangtze in China. So guys, this is it for today. Hope you understood what are the major landforms, the three major landforms on the earth, and hope you understood how are they formed, or and how are they useful, how are they formed, what are the types of mountains, plateaus, plains, etc. And also I want to give you a task that if you are living in some state or some country, find out are you living on a plain, a plateau, or a mountain, or some normal land, okay? And comment down below in the comment section that where are you living, okay? So guys, please like my videos, comment on my videos, share my videos, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. So guys, this is all for today. Let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.